This is my obsession, fishing.
The one cymbal in my setup that I'm most obsessed with, the 21-inch AAX Extreme Chinese. Something that gets me obsessed is writing lyrics and making the lyrics really fit with the music and the band. I'm a drummer, but I'm also a lyricist. It's one of my obsessions in the band. Over the last few albums, I've been kind of the main contributor. A lot of it is just pure fiction, like you're making something up for a book. It's just a topic. It can be like just an onlook on what's going on in the world. Since it's an aggressive kind of music, you tend to not write about the good things. You find the things that kind of piss you off, and that's kind of what you write about. Another thing is rhythmically fitting it with the music. So you kind of want the lyrics to be as straightforward as possible, but you still have to put a lot of consideration into the rhythmical aspects of the music. They have to work together to kind of create the music and the lyrics a unit, you know. At that point, of course, it's a collaboration between me as a lyricist and Jens, the vocalist. With this kind of rhythmical structures that we have in our music, it's not always the easiest thing. Sometimes you really have to scrap a lot of one lyric. It breaks your heart to see like a whole part of a lyric disappear because you can't fit it in there. I mean, there's not enough like parts of the song, or the song isn't long enough. Nowadays I try to write them short and then add. It's usually a lot easier, you know. Once you kind of have the song done, and you kind of scrutinize the recording the song and kind of finishing up an album, at that point it's really important for me to feel that the lyrics are really kind of working with the track. That's kind of also why it becomes a little bit of an obsession to do this, to make it work, you know, to kind of make it really fit with the music.
This is my obsession, fishing. It's just one of those things that I've been doing since I was a kid. I got hooked on it early on, probably at age like 4 or 5. I've been doing it pretty much ever since. Right now, we're in the center of Stockholm. This is one of the spots that me and my fishing pals frequently go to. You got a nice, pretty strong current, waters going here, where you can fish for trout and salmon and stuff like that. And on the weekdays and weeknights, I'm usually out here fishing. For me, you know, it's such a different thing compared to the music thing and the hectic times that you can have with writing and recording and of course being out and touring and stuff. So this is really a really good antidote, you know, for the poison of that. It's really something that is so opposite. It really takes your mind off of that whole thing and it just helps you relax. So it's a very helpful thing for me in that regard. Obsession is a really strong word, but this is definitely the one thing I would say I'm obsessed with, you know, apart from the music. It's fishing.
The one cymbal in my setup that I'm most obsessed with is definitely the 21-inch AAX Extreme Chinese, which was originally a custom order that I made with Sabian probably 10 years ago. And it's been my favorite cymbal ever since. And it's one of those things that I just got to have. I turn nervous if I don't have that with me, you know? So that's the one cymbal that I really kind of depend on. The reason this cymbal works really well is it's got the perfect mix of like thickness and still with a bit of flex, so it doesn't like hurt you. Some of those really heavy Chinese cymbals almost feel like you're hitting a brick wall. This one's the perfect combination, I think, of musicality versus aggression, and it's a really aggressive cymbal. It's definitely for the harder players, I would say. It doesn't open up easily with a really light stick, but if you dig it, you can definitely ride it like that too, even for jazzy stuff. The way I use it, of course, is just by kind of bashing on it. It's kind of a fast cymbal, so even if you're kind of riding it and doing like 8 notes where you're hitting every other note like softer, you can hear that dynamic. It doesn't become a wash. It's still very articulate. It cuts through the music live, and for recordings too, it's the only main Chinese cymbal that I've used for the last like 4 albums. So it's not just me liking it, everyone in the bands and the producers that we've had really dig it too. So it's a great cymbal.